know me.
Okay.
And part of the reason Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center was birthed is because I grew up in the Southwest Georgia, and there was no depiction of folk who looked like me. During the time that I grew up, being dark was not popular, and so I grew up feeling invisible.
Yes.
No depiction of me, didn't know why, what, and the elders were not apt to explain or to bring the vital information that we needed as children so that we can identify with self. And so I came to New York City when I was about 17 years old. And Harlem was then the place to be. It was when folk were proud and dressed.
Black.
It was wonderful. It was a wonderful era. And so it gave me the strength and the fortitude, and to just see us, excel was an inspiration for me. So I moved up to Washington Heights some years ago, and I noticed that there was no bookstores in this area from west to east, from this part that they now call Washington Heights, all the way down to 125th Street. There was an African-American-owned bookstore by the name of Black Books Plus that was on 94th Street and Broadway. There was a Liberation bookstore that was on Lenox and 130th, had been there for like 30 years, Miss Uno. And so that kind of was it for us. And then we had, years ago, the Liberation bookstore. Liberation bookstore was on 125th Street and Lenox. And it sort of was like this.
Yeah.
And I embraced that energy because it was a place where the elders would go, talk about current events, whatever was going on in the community. It was a healing center. And so I said, I'd like to be a part of this, and I'd like to, bring forth some positive energy in the community where I live and do this one day. So some 13 years ago, canvassed this area from the west side to the east side, and my building is a co-op and had some commercial space that was available. This was one of them. And so I said, so what about a bookstore? And so you know what people said? They said, she's not going to make it because black folk don't read.
That's right.
And so that was my encouragement, because I know that there's really smart folk who are avid readers, and there are enough of them who come to this place. And so through grace, 13 years later, we're still here.
Amen. God is good. God is good. Amen. Amen.
So that's how Sisters was birthed. And we're on a mission. The Cultural Center needs a home, so we have a lower level. And we see that it's going to be birthed, so that we're going to have 2 levels. And so we're just on our assignment. The universe wants this energy here in this community because we're a beacon of light for folk who think that we don't exist. So we're about all people.
That's right.
We're about everybody. We love everybody. So it's a cultural center. What cultural center means is all of us have a place to come. And so it is indeed a pleasure and an honor to be chosen to be the pillow of this community. And not only the community, I think it's actually Sisters is going to be bottled, and we're going to take it on the road, and it's going to be universal.
Wow, 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 wow. Ma'am, can I get your name again?
Jennifer Wilson.
Jennifer Wilson. Jennifer or Jennifer?
Jennifer.
Jennifer Wilson. Thank you so much.
Actually, I'm born on Thursday. I went to Ghana, Africa, some years ago, and we had a naming ceremony, and I found that I'm Ashanti, and my name is Ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all can clap to that. Y'all can clap to that. Y'all can clap to that.